Hey everyone, what is she doing now, right? There's a point, I promise. And I wouldn't be me if I wasn't doing something weird, right? So this is Thanksgiving week. We're not doing an official episode, but I wanted to take a few minutes to accomplish two things. Number one, I want to give a quick blurb, a quick spiel, a sentiment of gratitude for all of my subscribers, fans, viewers, engagers, all of those things, right? All of you have been a huge part of this show. I thank you. I really, really do thank you. And yeah, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So as you can see, this is my channel. If you haven't viewed my channel yet, this is what it looks like. Right now I have 145 subscribers at the time of filming this. It actually was a little bit higher, but I think some people aren't liking the direction that this channel is going, and hey, that's okay, it happens, right? I'm grateful to those people for their contributions and their participation in the growth of this channel, truly. So anyways, and the second thing that I wanted to accomplish with this video, and the reason we're doing all of this, I noticed a bunch of you haven't yet watched the last couple of episodes, right? And honestly, they are some of my favorite in the whole show. I figured with everybody being so busy with the holidays and just, I know my episodes can be a little bit long, right? I wanted to take a minute to kind of give you a lightning fast, personalized trailer of all of the episodes. So kind of like a sampler platter of the latest few episodes, so you can kind of get a taste for what they're about. One of the greatest challenges of my channel is that it's really hard to fit it in a box, right? It's hard to categorize it. It's hard to explain it. And and if you understand algorithms, you know that is an incredibly challenging thing to have on your side, right? The algorithm doesn't really know what category to put some of my videos in, especially some of the later videos. And that's why they've been such a challenge. I mean, even me, when I've been sitting there writing the description and trying to put it in a category and trying to pick hashtags and all these things, I've had difficulty figuring out, like, where does this go? What is this? And so that is the uniqueness of Taco and the Machine. That is what makes it so great, right? But it's a challenge, and I'm learning and I'm getting better. So, and I do think that the last few episodes have been more along those lines, right? It's been connecting different perspectives into one unique perspective, and in ways that you haven't seen these topics explored before. Okay, so great example. This is I call this episode, the original title of this episode is called "Like is Language," right? And this is the spotlight episode on my channel, and for a reason. Like, to me, in my opinion, this is episode 11. I'm gonna film 34 next week. Is it 34 or 33? I don't know, one of them. We're in the 30s. So this, in my opinion, is the best episode in the whole show. And I think to me, it embodies everything that I want for the show and everything that the show is, right? We talk about science, technology, human psychology, pop culture, humor, right? And just really playful, really fun, but unique. And it's actually about how the like button is a form of dialect, which is why the episode is called Like is Language. It's really cool. It's the language that we speak to each other in technology, right? In social media and whatever. And it's also how we talk to the algorithm. And I actually break down the science of that in the episode. I bust out the whiteboard and everything. It's a super cool episode. We even get on TikTok, okay? It's fun. It's a fun episode. So if you haven't checked that episode out, I do highly recommend it. It's a good time. So next week, we're going to talk about how humans and AI both run on pattern, but only one of them can actually rewrite their own code. All right, now let's get to the latest couple of episodes, the ones that I've been talking about. So starting with the Scum episode, that was an awesome freaking episode. It was very successful. I was very happy with how it came out. Again, a unique perspective, right? Like, that's what the show is about. And then we had the boarding school episode, and I'll share some stuff in that episode. So that was a very, very personal. I still can't believe I did it, but it's cool. I'm glad I did it. But the streetlight episode is kind of where we started seeing, a dip, right? Now, I do strongly feel that this is where it started getting really challenging with the algorithm. This is kind of like what I was talking about. I probably changed the title and thumbnail like 5 billion times just because, like I said, I couldn't even figure out like how do you condense that into just a few words, right? How do you explain that to others in a way that they're going to be like, oh, that I know what that's about. Like that's something that I'd be interested in. It was very, very challenging, and that kind of kept happening. Like this one was the influential power of spoken words, but it was also about speaker resonance and charisma and the gift of the spoken word. And then we even read in the 4 agreements and talk about being impeccable with your word and the power of word, right? So it goes into a lot of different angles of the same topic, and it was very, very, very challenging to try and categorize. So start with the streetlight episode. This one is awesome, awesome, awesome. And where the inspiration came from that is I was watching like a period piece on, I think it was like HBO or something. I was at a friend's house, and it was like 1887 New York City, and it was showing this lamplighter, this individual who was manually lighting the streetlights on Millionaire's Row in New York City in 1887 or something like that. And I just was so fascinated with just the idea of what that actually meant and the impact of that and who paid for that. And obviously not everybody could have that, and how did that impact society and the separation of wealth and class and whatnot, and then when we started evolving technology, how did that affect society and history and money and power? And then we also talk about how like monopolies, like the power companies and the control that they have, and I talk about some of the challenges that I have in my subdivision with Entergy. We're currently in a battle with them, and then like I said, it's and there's some AI videos in there, some cool fun videos that kind of teach you about the history of streetlights. So there's a lot going on. This is probably one of my favorite episodes too. It's just it's educational, it's powerful, it's unique, it's a good episode. I love it so much. So give that one a chance. And it's hard to like, why would I want to watch a video about streetlights? I'm telling you, you do. All right, see, like here's a video that talked about Paris, the city of lights, and how it became to be the first city to have streetlights, right? And just cool stuff like that. I even bust out a spreadsheet because, that's me. So anyways, this is a super fun episode. I hope you check it out. This one encompasses a lot of different aspects of spoken word, like I said. Very challenging to categorize and try and figure out, but I do get into the science behind resonance. I give you an example of organic chemistry. We talk about MRI, magnetic resonance imaging. So this one kind of bridges science and technology and philosophy and psychology and all of the fun things that make this channel what it is. Super cool. The inspiration from this one, and I do talk about it in the episode, was I went to 2 events, and I had the pleasure of seeing these 2 very, very powerful speakers, and I was so in awe of their charisma and how I felt from listening to them speak and just being in their presence, right? And so I kind of talk about there were 2 totally different kinds of speakers and what their purposes were, right? One of them was a New York Times best-selling author and what does he call himself? Ryan Leakes, speakerpreneur or something. Amazing, 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 amazing. And then the other one was a leader in my community in some volunteer work that I do, and he was like the district area manager or whatever. Man, that man had some presence. So it's super cool. And then, like I said, I do a reading from the 4 Agreements, which if you haven't read that book, it's kind of amazing. So, and it kind of ties into the power of words and why that affects us so much, and how tying that with resonance, like we talk about, goes to create speaker resonance, right? And why you can leave a speaker, experience, and even people who go to church, right? A good charismatic pastor, and how you can just leave feeling aligned, right? So check that one out. It's a good one. I think you'll really like it. This one was also really hard to categorize. Oh, it was just so hard. And I actually didn't change the thumbnail and title of this one. I don't think at all. I think this is what it started off as, and I didn't change it at all. I just kind of wanted to see how that happened, because this one is about opportunity and how success can be linked to opportunity, right? Like you just need one person to give you a chance, or one person to believe in you, or you get accepted into something, or somebody drops out, or somebody doesn't show up, or somebody gets sick, or just circumstantial. Like you'll find yourself in certain positions where you have an opportunity for growth and to challenge yourself and to see what you're made of and show others what you're made of, right? And sometimes not having that opportunity can be the block to success, right? And sometimes opportunity knocks and you don't choose to go through that door, right? For fear, whatever. And we talk about that. We dive into that. So it's a really powerful episode. And I talk about some personal stories in my career that kind of illustrate this. I also talk about a personal experience as a referee. I was a referee in just something that happened that really elevated me personally, right? So super good episode. I love this one a lot. So make sure you check this one out. I think you'll really like it. It's a good one. Like I said, all of these are my favorites, right? They're pretty good. Before I show you the next one, to me, I feel like, even starting with the scum episode, I feel like it represents my growth as a creator and the evolution of my style and my confidence, and really owning what I want to do with this channel, right? And that's why I think these are so great. And it was such a bummer to see viewership kind of decline on those. And I know it had a lot to do with, like I said, the algorithm challenges. So if you're watching this video, check those out. You'll enjoy them, I promise. All right, I switched to this view because I was having a hard time for you seeing this. So this one is where I kind of came out of my shell a little bit. I leaned into my quirkiness, and this is a character episode. So it was for Halloween, and I dressed up like a mob boss, and I talked about leadership styles and the different leadership styles, and I basically made characters in my organization and talked about their leadership styles. And this is one of those videos where I just kind of put it out there, and I didn't know how people would receive it. And I mean, like, I had people calling me that I didn't even know they watched my show, and they're like, I loved that episode, ha ha ha, it was just so it's funny. Apparently it's cheesy, but like in a good way. It's a crack up. So I have decided that I'm gonna do some more character episodes. I don't know how often, but I do kind of want to lean into that because it was super fun. It was super fun. I have a few shorts in the shorts section for all of these, by the way, if you want to kind of get an idea, a little sneak preview. Let's click on this one so you can get a little extra.
It could be like a bad coupon. Now in real life, she's data-driven, efficient, detail-focused. But the cons? Now the next one?
I didn't post a short on this one yet, so.
We call him the Ghost, also known as Gasper, the director. But we ain't no one seen him since 2022.
Anyways, okay. All right, it's kind of hard to get it on screen because there's the shadow of the camera, but the next 4 episodes are, well, not this one, yeah, this one, and the one I just posted the other night. These are not my usual format. These are a little bit different, and they've had the lowest views so far. So I think, again, it's fighting against the algorithm, not knowing what my content is and like, or what it is, and you know, my audience kind of like, this isn't your usual stuff, I don't know what this is. So this one is actually, you can see we actually are in the woods. We went camping. So yes, this is ChatGPT camping. I mean, come on, y'all, that's good stuff. But just kind of talking about disconnecting from the world and how hard that is, right? This is a good one. You know, it really taps into people who have a hard time kind of relaxing, right? And always thinking that you always have to be on and always have to be doing something. And I talk about like going on vacation and bringing my taxes, and you know, because it's like, that's just how my brain is, you know, and just having to learn how to disconnect and not be so tapped into social media and all of these things, right? Like just actually being able to step away. And so we talk deeply about that. So like I said, not the usual format, but a really interesting episode nonetheless. So check that one out. You're sure to love it. This one is really not my usual format. So I actually do this one in my bedroom, sitting on my bed, and I had reached my limit, right? Like I had hit burnout. I was not doing well. So I was gonna do this episode, that was supposed to go here, but I honored my limits, and I decided to just kind of do a quick little video. I don't know, it's like maybe 20 minutes or something, and really talk about it being okay to rest, right? And how that is also part of perseverance to, like I said, honoring your purpose, or should I say continuing your purpose by honoring your limits. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, not having to push yourself to the end and run yourself into the ground to accomplish your goals, right? So that's just kind of a deeply reflective episode. That'll be a good one if you're just like lying in your bed and you're just kind of resting, or especially with this week with Thanksgiving, you know, watch these two if you're burnout and you just need to kind of relax. These will kind of help you kind of get in your head about that. So those are some good ones to check out. This one is back to our usual format, you know, dressed. Charlie is actually a droid in this one. I talk about why in the episode, but so this one's about perseverance. This is actually a fantastic episode. It really, really is. I talk about a really powerful personal story about perseverance and the payoff from it and whatnot. Very, very, very excellent episode. I highly recommend that you check that one out, okay? And then last but not least, we have Are You Worthy of It? This was something that I just like posted on a whim the other night, and again, not my usual format. I actually don't even have ChatGPT, but super cool vibes. It's actually here. I filmed it here with a moon set. So this is the moonlight on the ocean. So definitely a very reflective vibe. And just talking about how, you know, we often chase outcomes instead of building foundations, right? And we always think that we need to get to our outcome for whatever reason, whether we think it's gonna help us feel worthy of something, right? But we have to understand that you have to be the person worthy of your outcome first, right? You're not gonna get there once you get there. You have to be that, and then you attract it in, you know? And that's kind of like the law of attraction and The Secret and those kinds of concepts come into play with this one. But it's a good one. Again, this is another good one when you're just resting and relaxing. So the last three, other than the perseverance episode, those three episodes, the ones that are kind of outside of my format, those are good ones for when you're in a really reflective mode. And I know that that's hard to do. Check those out. So like I said, these are different from my usual format. And so next week, we're going to talk about how humans and AI both run on pattern, but only one of them can actually rewrite their own code. So that is gonna be going back to the heart of the channel and bridging technology and psychology and emotion. It gets a little bit emotional, you know, And it's a good one. I've actually been sitting on that episode for a while, and now that we're coming out of this like reflective energy and this rest, this period of rest, and that's what we're doing this week with Thanksgiving. You know, we're going to kind of jump back into full force Taco in the Machine energy, what most of you know and love. And yeah, so like I said, you can go to my page and go watch a bunch of the shorts. I haven't posted a short yet of the video I posted this weekend, but this will kind of give you a little bit of a clue of what some of these episodes are about. This one didn't get a lot of views. The memories are not linear. I got hit with the copyright, and I won. I disputed it and I won because, you know, I have licenses for the music that I play on these. So it was a thing. It got throttled, but this is actually a really, really good short, and this is from the camping episode. Really, really good one. So just come through, check them out. Here's some like the speaker resonance one here. These came from the opportunity episode. So that's what I'm saying. There's such, so did this one. All three of these came from the opportunity episode. It's just such challenging. How do you explain that in a couple of words? You know, how do you, I don't know. It's been hard. But anyways, I hope that helps. I hope I've inspired you to go check out these really great episodes. And like I said, we'll be back to our usual selves next week. And it's going to be a really good episode. So I hope you'll join us for that. We live premiere on Wednesday nights. I usually aim for 7 o'clock. Sometimes things happen. It just depends on what I got going on with work, because that is my #1 priority. So it just depends. My goal is Wednesdays at 7. You can check out the community posts. You can go to visit community, or you can go to the post section, and that's usually going to tell you if there's a delay or something's going on. Like this one, I didn't end up posting it until 9:30, but it's such a good episode. So anyways, that's it. That's all, folks. See you next week. Deuces.